What was the first NFL game like for you?
It was a blessing. Just watching it as a youngin, it's a lot different from actually being out there and playing with your teammates and playing against the best of the best. So just to get out there finally and get my feet wet, it was definitely an honor and something that I've been looking forward to this whole time.
How do you think you performed in your first preseason game?
I mean, I performed all right. I just got to go back and watch the film and really evaluate myself. I let one slip away from me on the sideline, so that's definitely was lingering in my mind the entire game. But just go back and practice and watch film not only with myself but with the group to just correct the things that I did wrong on the field, just to make sure that the same mistakes don't happen next week.
Yeah, and that's uncharacteristic of you because we see you pretty much catch everything.
Yeah, for sure.
In practice for the most part. So what do you think happened? And just off the top of your head, do you feel?
Yeah, I don't think my eyes was too locked in on the pass. I tried to do a move before I caught the ball, but as a receiver, everyone knows you really catch the ball with your eyes first and then your hands second. So my eyes was worried about something else. I was worried about that defender coming to hit me. But if you want to be a top receiver or progress to be one of the good receivers in the league, you got to make those easy catches no matter what.
When you have one like that, how badly do you want to get to that next one? Want that ball to come back your way?
A lot. It was obviously a third down, so that made it 10 times worse that the offense had to come off the field. So, of course, I mean, I'm hard on myself as is. So when that happens, I was real hard on myself. But Dobbs came over and said, I'm gonna come back to you, and in the next few drives, hit me on a few routes, and that definitely boosts my confidence back up.
Just talk about Joshua. Just the confidence you guys have in him. Even though he's sort of been number 3 during camp behind Deshaun and Jacoby.
Yeah, we got confidence in all our quarterbacks. Whoever Coach Stefanski put out there, we got the utmost belief in those guys because we know the type of people the type of players they are in practice and the type of work that they put in. So whoever's out there, we believe in them, and both the Joshes, they did a good job today. So it's good to have 4 quarterbacks you can lean on no matter what.
Were you on the field when Dobbs had it long scrambled on the sideline?
Yeah, I was.
Did you see any of it?
I did. I had a route, and I ran my route, and I thought the play was dead because I seen him in the back like scrambling a little bit. Then he broke up across the sideline, and I thought he stepped out of bounds, but Houdini himself got in there, had a long run. That's good to him. He's a very athletic quarterback and also has a phenomenal arm too.
Is that an underrated part of his game? You feel like that ability to, because he showed it even in Jacksonville. The ability to elude defenders and move around.
Yeah, I definitely think it's an underrated part of his game. He showed it all the way back when he was at Tennessee. He has that ability within him, and when he has to use it, he will use it as he's shown, today.
What have these last couple weeks been like for you, trying to kind of come back from the injury and catch up, and then finally getting this, the joint practices on this first preseason action?
At first it was tough. Always coming off an injury is going to be tough because you have to think, will I ever get back to myself or get better? So it's been tough. I've been having to communicate with people just to make sure my head is staying up high. But the joint practice was amazing. You heard so many stories about the joint practices from former players on the teams, and it was just an unreal environment, something that you actually have to be in and practice. And it makes practice a lot more exciting, going against a different color jersey instead of your teammates. And it was obviously good work out there. The Eagles, they pushed us and we pushed them. And, for us to come out here today and play them again, that was definitely something nice too.
Anthony had a couple of catches today. How big was that just confidence-wise?
I think it was good. He had a few last week, and that's a receiver. We have those slip-ups and drops and stuff like that, but he's a hard worker. He likes to make up for his mistakes, and just to see him do what he did today is definitely a big confidence for him, and I'm happy to see that he's back in that good state again.
What did you learn about yourself in the 2 practices against the Eagles and this game?
Myself, I'd say that the speed is a lot different from what I was accustomed to coming out of college, and that you have to be decisive with everything that you do. If you aren't decisive, then that's the time that plays are messed up. Injuries are happening. So even if you mess up 100 miles per hour. Because you may be right.
Did you say that on that drop, your eyes were looking at the defender?
Yeah.
That's not like you, right?
No. You're always supposed to look the ball in, but I thought that I can do 2 things at once. But as a receiver, the number one thing is to catch the football instead of trying to get the yards after. You know, getting the yards after is a bonus, but we always prize the football because when you have the ball in your hands, you know, you are really the most important person in the program because whatever you do with that ball, you know, it dictates the game. It can dictate a lot of things. And like I said, unfortunately, I dropped that, and, you know, I'm going to get it back next week.
Overall, though, a successful day for you, you think?
It was all right. It's not to my standard, but like I said, I got to go back and watch film. You know I could have done a lot more, but it was my first game back, and a lot of jitters out there. So I'm pretty sure I made mistakes, but, you know, I think that's kind of like what the preseason is for. So, you know, when we come around week 1, that everything is clicking on all cylinders.